What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another Flow Friday. Hope you're all staying well, staying safe, staying healthy, staying hydrated. It's freaking warm today, especially up here on this second level. So coming back to that mini series, we're going to focus today primarily on the hip hinge or pelvic flexion and extension. So flexion being the tilting forward part, and then extension obviously extending through. So this is a really good exercise to do. Obviously we've done it in flows in the past, but we're going to use a little bit of stability and really focus down on what this exercise is designed to do. It's a really nice one as well for if you're suffering with any lower back pain, a little bit of lower back niggle. This is a really nice one to do just to help stretch out the hamstrings, the calves, the glutes, just to take the onus or the pressure away from the lower back a little bit and help free up some space around the pelvis, and it will start to eliminate the feeling of pain in your lower back. Most of the time, just because you're feeling the pain there, it isn't necessarily where the problem is, and we just need to follow the chain, as it were, and loosen everything else out, or give everything else the chance to breathe, and that might find that you might take the pressure away from where you're actually feeling the pain. So, but as I said, today we are going to focus on the hip hinge. So this is a single-legged exercise, and we're going to use the frame of our door frame here as balance. So what I want you to do, I'm going to balance on my right leg to demo. I'm going to use my right arm just to track the door frame, just to keep my balance, and I'm going to reach my left hand to the floor. So the important part of this movement here is I want you to focus on what this free leg is doing. So I want you to prefix internal rotation of the femur. So when our leg is up in the air here, I'm going to pull my big toes inward towards midline of the body, inward towards the midline of the body. So we're prefixing internal rotation of my left femur here. So this is then just going to allow me to sit into my glute on my right leg a little bit more and get that stretching and contracting a little bit freer. It will also help you sit a little bit deeper onto that glute too. So with the hip hinge or pelvic flexion, what I want you to focus on is imagine you're being pulled up through, again, the top of your head. So we're going to try and keep our chest elevated. So as we descend, we don't want to run into this sort of full sense of illusion, as it were, and we're going to flex the spine to achieve depth. Okay, that's not what we want to do. We want to keep the spine as natural as possible. No, not so much flexion or extension of the spine, just keep it natural. So we're going to achieve that by feeling like we're going to pull up through the top of our head, stretching out the fascial joints. I'm prefixing that internal rotation of my left femur. So now, as I descend, I'm only going to descend down to the point where I feel like I want to flex my spine, okay? So if you can reach the floor, absolutely fine. If not, just go as low down as you feel comfortable, and you'll feel that stretch through the hamstring, through the calf, and then we're going to focus on pulling our hip through, extension, squeezing the right glute as we go, okay? So, weight distribution of the foot is quite important here. So we want to feel as we descend that we're pulling back into our heels, but we also want to feel like the predominant of our weight is located in the center to the front of the foot. I know that sounds a bit odd, but as we sit back here, I'm going to feel like I'm sitting into my heel, but I'm actually going to allow my chest to be over my toes. So this is going to enforce a stretch through hamstring and calf and extend through, okay? So nice and easy, prefixing that internal rotation of the femur just to allow us to sit into the pelvis, get the glute working, stretching out the hamstrings and the calves. That's 5. We're just going to go to 10 on each side, and you'll find as each rep goes past, you'll feel yourself wanting to sit a little bit deeper, The free leg will want to come up a little bit higher. Okay. One more, I think, will make me 10. Okay. Then you're going to take a little bit of a rest, change on to the other side. I won't switch on to the other side for filming purposes. Okay, so the next stage to this is we're now going to allow a little bit of internal rotation of the spine. I say internal rotation of the spine, which is then going to cause a little bit of lateral flexion of the fascia joints as well. So as we come into our descend, we're going to pause at our lowest position and then reach through the door frame back to center and up. Okay, so again, prefixing that internal rotation of the free leg, reach down, pause, rotate, so I'm bringing my chest through the gap, back to center and up. So I'm purposely trying to rotate from my torso, not my arm, okay? So don't come here and then just do this, yeah? Come here and then rotate the torso back to center and up. And as you do that, you will feel the difference on the glute stretching out. Okay, so as we reach across, this free leg is going to want to come into internal rotation a little bit more, and that's going to sit on to that static leg pelvis a little bit more as well. So what we're then doing is creating, so we've got internal rotation of the femur here, which is then going to cause a little bit of external rotation of the right leg pelvis, okay, which is then going to allow us to sit into our glute family here to let the stretch happen, and then as it comes through it will contract, okay. So that's the flow for today. Again, just breaking down the exercise a little bit more. It's a really nice one just to help free off those hamstrings, calves, glutes, and get them all contracting as well. And you'll find that will take the onus away from the lower back a little bit. But really do focus on the pelvis here. So as you hip hinge, try not to keep your tailbone, your coccyx, underneath you, okay? You want to try and push it back and away, okay? While maintaining that neutral, natural position of the spine, okay? So that's it. Do 10 of each just straight, and then 10 of each with the torso rotation as well. And you'll find that will really start helping you out through the day. But for me, that's it this week. Hope you all are staying safe and healthy and hydrated. Obviously stay aware of the new message from the government. And hopefully we might get some news for you soon. But have a good one. Enjoy your bank holiday.